I'm going to pause this. That is how Aaron talks in everyday life. I'm just going to let you know how he said, you have to get these 8 words in 13 words or less. The circular way in which he talks.
If you're not monetizing your voice, you're already
Every
behind.
podcast needs a funnel.
Content, clips, consistency, no days off.
This is just a hobby. Last week when we were filming, I was winning. I won something. And this week I am losing because I'm watching my nephews. And today, I always get, like, there's 3 of them, 6, 4, and 2. They always have home court advantage. They think Michelin stars are below McDonald's for them. Like, that's what they love is McDonald's. So I get the McDonald's. I do not get McDonald's. I get another burger spot, and I'm trying to feed all 3 of them, right? I'm doing all my stuff. And Peter's like, why does your burger look like that? And I'm like, it's just a different burger, right? And I'm trying to, like, feed them, and I'm taking bites, whatever. And he's like, do you like your burgers like that? I was like, yes, I didn't really want McDonald's. But
What kind of burger did you have?
It's from a place out here.
Smash burger or like tall burger?
Regular, kind of like.
Okay.
Again, I'm in Mississippi, okay, where I had to fly into another state to drive here. So I'm eating it, whatever, and he keeps asking me questions. They're like bringing up the burger, and I'm like, bro, stop bringing up the burger. But what I realized, it's the first time he's ever been curious about my food and not asked me to try some. I look down, I'm housing the wrapper that's on this burger. I'm trying to, like, mess with them and get them ready. Just bites of the wrapper. Because there's, like, a main wrapper and then there's a thinner one. Oh, man. Cranked through that wrapper.
That is a nearly unbelievable story, but I've also seen you hungry before and distracted before, and I'm like, nah, that tracks.
Man, I'm so hungry, and JoJo was getting ready for his nap, so I knew it was going to happen like all quick, yup, and I looked down, because it wasn't a great burger. That was the other thing. It wasn't that great. It wasn't super flavorful, but, like, whatever. Yeah, then I took it off. It wasn't that bad. It was a pretty good burger. But yeah, so I've lost. Won last week, I have lost this week. So
that's fantastic.
With that, ladies and
gentlemen,
welcome to This Is Just a
Hobby.
I am your host, Adam Constantine, also known as AC, alongside
Aaron Mojer. I tried to hold that Y all the way through the rest of the intro. It probably didn't work.
Oh, man. What do we got today? We got a bunch of stuff, actually. Do we want to jump straight into a game?
Yeah, I'm down. I like games.
I love games. Yeah, let's do it. That also reminds me of the time before last. You know how kids just grow when you're not here?
Yeah.
JoJo's the youngest. He can't talk yet. So I was asking Ace and PJ, I was like, hey, does he like muffins? And he was like, I love muffins. And I was like, you can talk?
Kids, when they're not yours, because, like, when they're yours, you get them every single day.
Every day.
When you don't see them all the time, they grow up and change so much more than adults.
Man.
So much more than adults. It's absolutely absurd. I'll be like, you're how many months?
Yep.
Your child's 8 months old? I thought you yesterday on a work call. Also, hello, Michael, one of the few people who listens to every one of our episodes.
Yes.
On a work call.
I also do wonder if he listens, because he's like, this is the one place where I can give them unsolicited feedback and they have to listen to me.
I think you guessed wrong in one direction about how old Chloe was. In my brain, Chloe was still like 2-3 months old.
Yeah. Yeah, I overcorrected.
Like, Michael, there's no way.
I know. The only reason is because I see his I'm on his close friend story. And if you're like, Michael doesn't post close friend stories, ooh. Sorry for you to find out this way.
So I imagine other parents out there who travel for work are like me. Mariah and I have said, like, since the time we had kids, whenever we travel and we go away for, I don't know, 2-3 days, we get back and she asked me, she goes, "Hey, do you miss me when you leave or just the kids?" I was like, "Of course I miss you. I miss them a lot more." And she got real offended. And I was like, no, hear me out. Like, I love you the most, but I miss them way more because I come back. You're the same person. I come back and they're two entirely new human beings running around in our household.
And so, that has been the segment of Things You Don't Say to Your Wife by Aaron Moger.
Yeah, I had to learn from that one.
Yeah, any advice
easily be a weekly segment. Yeah, of this podcast
I was like, any advice that Aaron and I give you, it's because we did what we're telling you not to do. It's because we did it.
Yo, I think turning this, like, adding a segment of just like advice from poor choices we've made, is a great segment. A great segment.
There are times, and I still don't want to talk about, maybe when we hit year 10, some of the decisions we made early on at Ace, I cringe. And I'm not talking about personnel. I'm not talking about any of that. Like, just stuff that you and I were like, this is a good idea. Brutal. Absolutely brutal.
What game are we playing?
Oh, yeah. Let's do 13 words.
Oh, all right. 13 words or less. Here we go. First clue, prickly.
Cactus. Hey.
Let's do this.
There we go. I almost said pear for some reason. I'm very glad I didn't. But
prickly pear is a type of cactus. So
right. Yes.
I mean,
but that's where I figured we were going. All right, there we go. 1 and 1. We're locked.
Clue number 2. Yeti.
Cooler.
Hey, 2 for 2.
There it is. There it is. It's amazing what you feel. You know, I'm like, is it monster? Is it like all the other things? I'm just like, look, just go with your gut.
Go with the gut. Here we go.
All right.
Number 3. Seat.
Belt.
Okay.
All right. We're not there. Okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Recliner.
Okay. Seat and recliner. That could be couch, but I feel like you would have said maybe seats. Lazy boy.
All right, we got to relock because.
Okay, all right. We're locking back. Seats, recliner.
I'm gonna try and give you like correlation here. Here we go. Dining.
Chair.
Yeah.
As soon as I almost said chair, like before you said that, I was like, oh, okay. I think I know where I missed.
Yeah.
Okay, chair. Okay. Yep. All right. We're there. We're good. What is that? 3 and 5?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Meow.
Cat.
Yes.
Thank goodness we didn't have another French debacle.
I should have just said baguette. I did not. All right, this next one, I so want to give you context, but that is definitely cheating. Larry?
Cucumber. Let's go!
That was, I was going to be like, think about your childhood.
Yep.
My childhood.
Nope. No, I got not even needed. Yep, we're locked.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Bye.
No, but there's still 2 ways that I could go with it. Sickle.
Yep. Let's go.
I was gonna say sexual.
I thought that was your other guy. I figured that was when you started to say. I was like, oh.
I was like, wait a minute. Yeah.
All right. I mean, look, we're killing it. Let's see how few words we can do now.
All right. What are we at?
We're through 6 and we've used
we
8
have
words.
8 words. There we go. I like this.
All right, here we go. Tornado.
Twister.
I like where your head's at.
Okay.
But no. Worst case scenario, I need 2 more and you'll get there, but I think we can get it on this.
All right, let's get it.
Stay where you were at.
Yep.
Iowa.
Cyclones?
Yeah.
Hey, there it is.
My next word was going to be state.
There it is. Yep. There it is.
We're
this
through
is the
7.
last word, right?
Yep.
When we have 4 more words if we need. I like this. Let's try and lock in.
I say last time I did this, I gave you you hot dirty bean water.
Yeah, we're definitely not doing that. But I am so confident we're gonna get this. I'm foregoing our 3 lives. Here we go. We're getting it on this one.
You don't even know what the word I have to.
That's fine. We got it. I'm there.
All right, I gotta rethink then. We may need 2, but that's okay. We're gonna
Nope,
get this.
we're getting this in one.
All right, curvy.
I had no idea. Okay. Skinny.
Guess.
That was
Shoot.
absolutely cheating. Do not do that again.
I mean,
The other thing I was gonna say was fastball.
all right. Then I threw you off there. Hold on. Line.
Straight.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, oh crap, I really done messed this up. I only have one word left. Yes, yes. For our audio listeners, I did not cheat at all.
Yeah, I don't know what
no
you're talking
idea what
about.
our
Yeah,
producer's
that's
talking
crazy.
about.
Focus on your wedding planning. What are you doing?
For everybody who's watching this on Instagram,
Hey, look. Yeah. Sorry, Michael. Oh man. All right.
I'm a lot worse at guessing these. So here we go.
Actually, no, let's switch to Fast Money with no sound.
So I'm just gonna take my headphones off. All right, here we go.
Playing Fast Money where Aaron only has to get one answer on the board.
This is already
Here we
so
go.
bad.
We're
All right, here we
starting
go.
now.
Starting now. Got it. Okay.
Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Ooh, Leonardo, not the turtle, but Da Vinci painted the Mona Lisa.
What is the smallest
What's
prime
the
number?
Smartest problem solver. Einstein.
What element has the symbol Fe?
Poulavi. Who swims in a poulavi? Michael Phelps.
Who wrote Romeo and Juliet?
Who wrote The Domino and the Shoelaces? Probably J.R.R. Tolkien.
What is the hardest natural substance on Earth?
What song did someone dress up their shoes with? Mambo number 5.
You can put your-
Headphones on.
you-
Hold on. That was terrible. I don't have a
Yeah.
clue what you
Hey,
said.
look. We're going to go from 5 and go up to 1. The last one that we said. The question was, what is the hardest natural substance on Earth? You said Mambo number 5, which is incorrect.
I don't know.
Next
hold on.
question.
I don't know if I know the answer to that anyway. Diamond.
Diamond. Yes, correct. That is correct. 0 on the board so far. Who wrote Romeo and Juliet? You said J.R.R. Tolkien. What element has the symbol Fe? You said Michael Phelps. Number 2. What is the smallest prime number? You said. Wait, what did you say for this?
I don't know.
I don't even remember what you said. I don't know. Editor, put it in right here. Smallest
What's
prime
the
number.
Smartest problem solver. Einstein.
Either way, no points, which means it goes down to this last one. Who painted the Mona Lisa? Leonardo da Vinci. We are on the
We
board.
got one and only one.
Oh,
that game
hilarious.
was brutal.
Yeah. Hey, we got it though. You got a rage bait, Joy Max or straight trash for us?
Heck yeah, I do. So this one, shout out to. Well, I'm gonna just have to drop. I'm gonna drop this, and so audio listener, you can try and listen to the audio, but editor, drop this TikTok in. I'm gonna drop it in chat. Actually, I'll just text it to you.
Boy.
I'll text it to you right now.
I'm already enraged.
No. Just the hook. The hook is all I need to know.
All right, opening it now.
Most people don't know this, but oranges were never supposed to be orange.
Oh,
The skin actually had
You see what I'm saying?
yes,
My
yes.
man took a big old bite out of that orange, skin
I
and
mean,
everything.
Fantastic.
Joy Max or straight trash? You tell me.
That one is a Joy Max because it's actually educational. That is in a perfect world what our content would look like in there. The video is somebody talking about oranges, and it is true. Oranges actually weren't supposed to be orange. That is just now the marketing that tells us they're right. And you can eat the skin, which is what he did. So that one was fantastic. I wish there was more positive stuff like that online, but
I literally watched this and I was like, I want to go travel to another country where oranges still have green skins, and I want to try taking a giant bite out of it.
Yes.
This brought me so much joy. It was like, it verges on unhinged because it's so counter-normative to our culture who does not eat the skin of oranges. But I was just like, caught me off guard. So great hook.
Absolutely.
Super educational. I had no idea that oranges weren't originally orange. I loved it. Absolutely loved this piece of content.
That one was great. A nice joy, Max. Yeah, I also don't want us to fall into the death spiral of always rage.
Right.
So that one,
and it
that
was like
one
good
great.
content too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
I really liked it.
Very, very good content. Fantastic. Okay. I actually am going to switch us to an Am I the A-hole?
Ooh.
All right.
Last one you picked was good. So here we go. Read me the title and I'm going to give you my verdict.
Am I the a-hole for letting my son flaunt his lifestyle in front of his less fortunate cousins?
Yes.
All right. We have it
I mean,
locked in.
which makes me think probably no once I hear the story, but
Right.
yes is the verdict
All right,
off the title.
Let's see what we got.
So great title.
My husband and I only have one child, our son Graham, who is 14. We love him to death and spoil him lots, but we also are trying to shape him into a humble and appreciative person. Thankfully, we've never had any issues. He's a very quiet and well-mannered boy. He volunteers and is well-liked among his peers. My sister has 5 kids, ranging from 18 to 8. We recently were all attending my mother's birthday party. My mother was asking my son about how his sports are going and his studies. He's doing cross country right now to prepare for lacrosse in the spring, and he recently started high school building at his academy. He was very excited and shared with his grandmother about how much he likes the school. One of my sister's boys started whining about how it's not fair that Gorham gets to go to a private school and wear nicer clothes and other things. 2 of her other kids started agreeing and whining. They complained that they wanted to play sports too. My sister can't afford to buy fitment and doesn't have time to take them to events. I felt bad for them and stayed quiet, letting them vent. I don't think it's fair to them that my sister had more kids than she can reasonably provide for. They're always scraping by because feeding and clothing so many kids is expensive. But my sister had the audacity to lecture me about how I shouldn't let Gorham talk about things that his cousins don't have. I feel like talking about being excited for school and sports is a normal thing for a teenage boy. It's not like he was talking about how much his shoes cost or something like that. Also, his grandmother was asking him questions. He was mostly replying to her question. I stood up for us, but my sister and I aren't talking. My parents took my side and think she's taking her issues out on me, but our brother thinks I should just let it go and apologize.
Are there updates to this, or is it just like this is a straight read?
So the only update that I found that I see, which I don't know if it's true, says edit. My son just told me that his cousin told him that my sister made her own post. Yikes. So, producers, while we talk about this, can you try and find another post that is about that, please?
Made her own post about this
on
same
Reddit.
thing. Am I the a-hole for allowing?
Yes. Or just made a post. So, if we
made
can
a post
try and
about-
find that real quick, that would be great. So,
Interesting.
what are your thoughts on this?
You know, so what I like about this is there is nuance. Now, I think my new verdict after listening, like, there's some nuance to it. Family dynamics are always hard. Your son should both be allowed to talk about the things he's passionate about and should also have the awareness to know, hey, this is the audience to talk about this or this is not. Here's what I mean by that, because you always get one. I was literally reading Romans 14 earlier today after watching a video where somebody posted asking, is rage bait sin? You commented on this video. I went to the comments because I thought about leaving one. And I was like, oh, Adam commented on this. And my head immediately goes to this passage in Romans 14 where Paul basically says, like, hey, in Christ, you have freedom to do anything. But if your brother views it as a stumbling block to him, then it's sinful to do it because you're not showing love to your brother. So the way I apply that, I think of, I do a lot, you know this about me. I do a lot of work with like alcoholics and drug addicts and people with addiction issues. If I'm hanging out with them, I'm not going to choose to drink a beer because that will lead the alcoholic to stumble. Do I think drinking a beer is wrong? No. Am I against drinking a beer? No. Am I going to do it right next to my alcoholic friend? No. Therefore, this son, as he grows, will grow to understand, hey, when I am around folks who can't share, who may envy, who may struggle with that aspirational lifestyle, I can choose to meet them where they're at, love on them, see that they're receiving it as me bragging, and choose not to talk about it. And I'll talk about it with my friends. But no, I don't think he's the a-hole for doing it. Yeah. He's a 14-year-old boy. He's talking about things he likes.
And so, one, I am firmly in the not the a-hole for a couple reasons. One, he's answering questions of his grandmother. So there's nothing you can actually do there that makes it different. 2, the issue I actually have is with the reaction of the children, because that's a reaction of the parents. Because what happens is the kids are like, well, Mom, why can't we do lacrosse? It's the parents' job to say, hey, not everybody can afford to do the same things. That is part of it.
Yeah.
For example, we could not afford a lot of things, but it was very clear that we just couldn't do that. And that was just fine. But what's clearly happening is that envy is actually being passed through the children. And then on top of that being done, which I think is absolutely not okay. So yeah, I'm firmly not the a-hole. I do think we have found
amazing. Good assessment. Also, I totally missed the grandma thing.
Oh, yes.
The sound on your side is so much nicer now that the pizza's arrived. I'm going to be locked in with you the rest of the time.
Oh, all right.
No, update.
Here is the update.
Or the other side of the story.
Yeah. Am I the a-hole for wanting my nephew to stop making my kids jealous? My oldest son found a post my sister made about me on here, so I'm posting my side of things because I don't think she's right. My sister Clara spoils the blank out of her son Gorham. Well, we already see where we're at here. Her and her husband and his family buy him whatever he wants. He's a nice boy, but it's not fair that he has so much more than his cousins, and they know it. They follow him on social media and see pictures of him wearing Rolexes and going to VIP events at expensive concerts. Okay, I'm already like, she's actually making it worse for herself. Now it's about their social media. This reeks of jealousy. The boy doesn't even like Taylor Swift, but he took some girl from his high school to that tour of hers to impress her. What is it? This is insane. My daughter loves Taylor Swift, and he didn't even think about taking her, and I could never afford to buy the tickets. It doesn't help that my parents make it pretty obvious that he's their favorite grandchild. They ask him all sorts of questions and never show nearly as much interest in my kids. My kids constantly complain because their cousin has opportunities they don't. My second son, there's 4 more paragraphs. My second son, who's the same age as Gorham, really wanted to play on the same summer lacrosse team as his cousin, but there's no way I could afford it or take him to events. It also wouldn't be fair for me to let him do a sport and not his 4 siblings. My sister could have paid for my son to play and could have offered to drive him to games and stuff, but she didn't. She put all her time and money into Gorham, and she doesn't even care about her nieces and nephews. I'm going to pause right here. I am with my nephews right now. I love them to death. My brother would never expect me, nor would I expect to have my eventual future children and his current children be on the same. They're not on the same plane. Mm-hmm. Yeah. They're not on the same plane. And if he does want to put them on the same plane, that is his choice and his choice alone. He can do it for a year. He can do it their whole lives. He can do it for a week if he wants to. This is insane. This is actually worse.
She's digging her own grave.
For Christmas, she just buys them cheap socks. When I confronted her about it one year, she said it's because that's what I buy Gorham, and it should be fair between the kids. Okay, well, that was these sisters clearly don't have a great relationship, or have
they're hurting, man.
Or have a transactional relationship. I buy him cheap socks because that's all I can afford. Nothing is fair about the difference in lifestyle they have. I've complained to my parents about this issue, and they tell me I shouldn't have had so many kids, or should have went to college like my sister did. My kids are already here. Like, that doesn't help. I snapped at my sister the other day and told her that Gorham should stop talking about playing sports and that overpriced school. He wasn't being an a-hole about it, but I just snapped. I'm tired of my kids complaining. Am I the a-hole for this? I feel like people just don't understand. My sister thinks because she doesn't let him wear his watches or stupid Gucci shoes around my kid that they're not flaunting anything, but I think they're wrong. The other day, my mother asked my nephew about what car his parents are going to buy him when he turns 15, knowing that I'll never be able to buy any of my kids a car. This is all in front of my kids, by the way. I'm going to let you go before I let out my rant.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Mm-hmm.
And holy moly, this person doesn't seem to have a lot of joy in her life.
Ooh-wee.
In her, I don't know, her first 3 sentences, I was trying really hard to withhold yes, you're the a-hole, and just be like, hey, you might have it tough. We've talked about contentment a lot in the past, and you've brought up the really valid point that there is such a thing below the poverty line that is like,
Yes.
yeah, no, money can buy happiness
Yes.
when you're down there. And so I was trying to withhold, being like, I don't know her life or her story. But with every sentence,
My goodness.
it just got worse of,
Yep.
oh man, you're a very sad person who needs to find
Also,
joy
I'm
in your
here.
own life and existence. Yeah. Rather than rather than just comparing it. I'll leave it at that.
All right, sorry about that. Yeah, comparison as a thief of joy is exactly it. She is clearly jealous, clock watching. One, she sounds insufferable. It sounds like she made decisions that the family warned her about kind of her whole life. She's made these decisions, and she is unwilling to accept the accountability of what those decisions affect. The socks in, socks out. That's kind of weird, but also you gotta buy 5 different kids stuff. I get it, like it is what it is, but it just seems like she's looking for reasons to call out inequity.
You just reminded me of the other thing
weird.
that bothered the heck out of me, though. The entitlement that she has to, like, my sister should be doing all this stuff
Yeah.
for my children was so entitled. Like, I don't know. Anyways,
Yeah,
be
the
a joyful
picking up-
person.
She can
Be
do all
content
that
with
if she wants to. Yeah, there's a lot of things we can do.
All right, ready for this?
Let's hear it.
Solely because this reminds me of a Zoom call we were once on. My favorite call I have ever been on with you. Do you know which call it was?
Yes, I immediately
All right.
know what's going on.
You ready?
But I couldn't breathe.
This is a tweet from November. Thread, I should say, from November. This person says, I'm doing the tech for a Zoom training, and a girl doesn't realize she's unmuted. She just said, oh my God, get on with it already. It made my day. She's still unmuted and doesn't know. I hope she says more unhinged stuff.
It's funny. That is such a nightmare. And one of the reasons why I'm so careful about that is actually a story that not you and I experienced, but you told me about when we were at Elon. There was a potential vendor that was sharing their screen to show their product.
Oh, this was wild.
And was talking crap about the Elon employee, and you could read all of it. So that kind of stuff makes my skin crawl. I cannot like that level of messed up.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
always, oh man.
Yeah, they had Instant Messenger open, and it was a group
Yes.
chat, and they were sharing their whole screen.
Oh, that's why,
Oh,
man, I
mortifying.
never share whole screen. Never.
Meanwhile, my favorite Zoom call I've ever been on was a company-wide meeting at an old
Oh,
job
my
we were
gosh.
at. Company-wide,
Oh,
midst of
my
COVID.
gosh.
I don't know, there's probably 100,
It was like just
150
started,
people
right?
on there.
Yeah.
The president of the company is presenting. And out of nowhere, we all just start to hear.
Yep.
And it got so loud.
So loud.
So our president, like, very courteously, she goes, just want to remind everyone, you should be on mute. I'm the only one who's presenting right now, blah, blah, blah. It just keeps going for like a solid 2 minutes. My phone starts ringing. It's Adam. I pick up. Silence for the first 2.5 minutes, and then just hysteria. My man is crying. He is laughing.
couldn't
He
breathe.
cannot breathe. He's on the floor, and I can hear him near death.
Oh
He
my
was
gosh.
laughing so hard. I don't think we said a word. We were on the phone for 10
Nope.
minutes laughing. We did not say a word, and then we hung up.
It was more for proof of life. Like I literally needed him to be there in case I passed out from laughing so hard. Unbelievable.
Oh, it was
That would have been
so
in the Hall of
funny.
Fame.
So
So.
funny. Anywho,
Woo!
you know what
You got
time it
anything for
is.
rent fee?
Rent free. I did my best.
I didn't know what you were doing. Oh, that's hilarious.
I'll give you something, but don't start the timer yet. Not much has been living in my head rent free this week. It's just been like, think about one thing for a little bit, think about the next thing for a little bit, think about the next thing. So I don't know that anything is like rent free, but
First of all,
Anybody got a timer?
you can't pre-time your time. The second you go for rent free, your time has to start.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No.
You haven't even queued up rent free yet. I'm waiting for you.
No, you queued it up. We're using yours this
3,
time.
2, 1, go.
Knock it out.
So living in my head rent free. I think all of our listeners, all 2 of them, know that my faith is very important to me. This is Holy Week, is the traditional name for this week, from Palm Sunday to Easter, when Jesus entered into Jerusalem. Crowds are all shouting Hosanna, and then through till today was Good Friday, and we had a Good Friday service. It was really sweet. Our whole family went and enjoyed that, and it's fairly simple, but what is in my head rent free right now is just deep gratitude that the God of the universe loves me, is acquainted with and understands my grief when I'm grieving, understands my mourning and loss when I'm sad, loves me, sees that I'm messed up, because I am sometimes, oftentimes probably, and still reach down from heaven to say, hey, I want to be in a relationship with you. I'm just sitting with deep gratitude today and contentment. So that's my head rent free. And I look forward to Sunday morning when we get to celebrate that he conquered death and offers that gift freely to be in a relationship with him to anyone who wants it. So that's it. That's my rent free today.
I like that. I always appreciate when ours are stark contrasts of each other, because mine is.
Also, I did come in.
Hey.
It was more than 8 seconds. But anyways, ready? Hold on. Yours. Do you need to preface it in any way, shape, or form?
No, I will do it in my 2 minutes per the rules.
3, 2, 1, go.
The American dream is dead, and it has been slowly switched with the unattainable. The American dream, as we used to know it, was make your way into middle class, and you will be able to provide a life for your family. The American dream now is get $1 billion at all costs. That's what the American dream is. That's who we look up to. Think about back, we had unions, we had jobs with pensions, we had careers that took care of you after you retired. Jobs enticed people to work there. Now, there's the caveat of it enticed white people to work there, white American people to work there. We can talk about the way in which black and brown bodies and a lot of immigrants were treated during this time. But there was a time where the American dream was middle class. Now the American dream has been perverted into you have to try and make $1 billion or else. And when you make $1 billion, you have to try and keep it at all costs. This is what I don't understand. Why, if you have all this money, why are you running away to save more of it? People are like, oh, I'm moving from LA to Texas to save on taxes. You have the money to live in LA. That's what the money's for, so that you can do these things. So I don't understand. We've gotten in this hoarding of gold culture that has nothing to do with it. But the American dream is get that number as high as you can, which is making people turn on their fellow neighbor, going back to what we are called to do. If we say we are a Christian nation, that's another conversation we can have, of love thy neighbor. We are actually saying, nope, thy neighbor better keep up with me or I will step on them to make it to the top. And that has now been glorified as the new American dream, is how many, doesn't matter how many people you step on, can you get to that $1 billion?
I'm glad you went 17 over.
Oh,
Because that was good. All I will say, because you brought up a good point, there's a lot of things we could visit in there. It's gonna make people miserable, and I actually expect there will. I think it's a long way off. At some point, either the system's gonna snap or people are gonna snap and revert to lives of simplicity. Now we could be 2 generations, 3 generations away from that, but I think it will happen because I think you're right, and I think people are gonna get just tired.
Yep.
They're gonna be like, this isn't worth it.
yeah.
Now, will we have a viable nation and
Right.
accessible housing to even be a middle class?
Right.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
But
So
well said.
that's,
I think you're
yeah.
right.
That's where I'm at. The final thing I will leave off of the wealth gap between the top and the bottom of the French Revolution. We passed that last year in America. The wealth gap in which made the lower classes revolt. We passed that last year. Now that's another deeper dive into how identity politics and culture wars have taken place in the class war. I'll save that for next week's Rent Free. However, in the meantime, thank you all for listening. Thank you to our producers, Sinbad and Squeak. Thank you to our technical producer. No thank you to our technical producer.
Yeah, he's on vacation.
Yeah, he's out on vacation. Why are you not trying to make $1 billion, Will?
We don't
Work-life balance? What is that? All because he's having a kid. Blah, blah, blah. Also, can I make somebody else's pregnancy announcement? Am I allowed to do that? Anyways, congratulations to you. If you don't want it, no, it's fine. This is the end of the pod. Thank you to our editor, Sam. If you like what you're listening to, please like and subscribe. Also, give us 5 stars. Aaron, what do you have to say to send us away?
Let them eat cake.
This is just a
hobby. That was a French Revolution line, right?
Wait,
you can't hear me.
I can't. My phone rang, so now I can't hear anything.
All right, you're just gonna find out when you
I
listen
literally
to the episode.
cannot hear you, so I don't know if
I
that's
hope it
good.
makes
If
you
it's
laugh.
not,